Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Bayela Party Heaven. Welcome back. So guys, today's video is quite intense. It's quite long. There's so much information I needed to pass on. I hope it's not too boring. It has to do with a lot of calculation. So if you really want to understand how to do your pricing, you need to watch this video to the end. So also, do not be scared about the end result, which is the total pricing of the balloon garland I showed you. That is the actual pricing, but I price this based on my own skill level. Your skill level might not be up to my own skill level, or you could reduce your hourly rate. But this is what the best formula you could follow so that you price for profit. Yes, people are making money in this business. Are you? So make sure you're doing it right. You're not doing this business just for business sake. You're doing it to make money. Remember, a plumber, a bricklayer, an electrician, hairdresser do not play with their profits. Why are you playing with your profit? What you're doing is a skill and it has to be paid for. Price your work right so that you can make what you're supposed to make. You don't want to price yourself out of business in years to come. So please watch this video to the end, and I am looking forward to your questions. Please make sure you drop a question in the comment section so that I know that you got the message. I mentioned some stuff in the video that has to do with other things you need to do. If you have questions about it, let me know in the comment section. Enjoy the video, guys. Bye. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Bayela Party Heaven. So guys, today is going to be like a long and intense kind of video, and this is the best way I can break down the pricing and costing at Garland. This is the easiest way I could break it down for you guys. I've got my iPad here. I'm going to be switching between my iPad and an actual job cost form. Anyway, before we get into the video, guys, if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe to my channel. Let's make this channel hit 50,000 before the end of this year, and I will be glad you made that possible. And trust me, we would do so much more. Anyway, let's get into the video. Okay. So right here, I am holding a job cost form. This is what is called a job cost form. This is what we use to calculate. I am a certified balloon artist based in London. And yeah, for those who don't know me, I'm just trying to introduce myself again. Anyway, so you need a job cost form to help you calculate. So this job cost form, for me, it's not like it's every time I use it, but I use it when I have to, you have to use it. But what I mean is, once you've calculated a kind of like a size of balloon garland, you would already know what the cost is for certain designs. So, when a client comes for that particular design, you have the job cost form for that previous design you've done already, and you just go to it and just quote the same price. If prices have increased, all you need to do is just tweak it a bit and you're good to go. So this is what a job cost form looks like, and some websites do have a template. Balloon Market has one where you can use it online. It's kind of like, I've not used it before, but I think a lot of people say it's easy to use. Another thing you guys would need is a balloon calculator. So if you've not heard of that before, there's something called a balloon calculator. It helps you calculate the amount of balloons you're going to use for a certain size of balloon garland. So if you're doing a balloon cloud, the tool will tell you how many balloons you're going to be using for the balloon cloud. All you need to put in is the size of the space or the size of the garland the clients have requested for. So for instance, if you're doing a 6-foot garland by 6 foot, all you need to do is put it in the inches or the centimeter form into the tool, and it will tell you how many balloons you're going to be using. Qualitex used to have that. I don't know if they still have it on their website, but the Qualitex one would help you will tell you the amount of balloons you would use for a traditional balloon arch a traditional balloon column. For a garland, organic garland, for me, I don't really count my balloons, but for you to be sure, you know, it's good to have the tool. And the one I would recommend is the Chris Adamo one. He has one that you could subscribe to monthly just for maybe like $6. I can't remember how much it is now. So you could just subscribe to it, and it would help you with designing. So if you want to create a balloon wall and you want to know how many balloons you're going to need for the balloon wall, use the Chris Adamo tool. I'm going to try and get a link and put it in the description for you guys, and just subscribe to he's a really great balloon artist, and it would help you a great deal on your journey in making profit and making money in this business. So yeah, so we're going to show how to use the balloon for a job cost form. So I've got a job cost form I've already used. I've done here. I'm going to try and open my iPad. Yeah. So it's an Excel sheet. If you want a copy of this, you can send me an email and I will email you a link, and you could just print it off and use it for your businesses. So this is for a standard balloon arch. So this is a standard balloon arch. You can zoom in if you're watching this on your phone. So we've got a section for materials. So let's go back to the paper. We've got a section for materials, a section for quantity, unit cost, quantity. So there's something called estimate and actual. So the estimate is what you're going to be giving the clients, and then the actual cost, you know, the actual price it will cost you to do the garland, but the estimate is what you would give the client. So for the estimate, first we're going to list our material. So I'm doing a black and white garland on my gold frame. See the picture here? So I'm going to be showing you how I'm going to be costing this design that I created, basically. So I used black and white. There's a section to put the client's name, details and all of that. You put it there. So materials, we're doing black and white, right? So we need black 11 inches. For that design, I used black 11 inches. I used white 11 inches. 11 inches, yeah. And then I used black 5 inches. And I used white 5 inches. Then I used my gold frame. So gold frame. And then I used flowers in the design. So I'm going to include my flowers. What else did I use? I used 260Q to put everything together. So I'm including that. If you're going to be using fishing line, include your fishing line. If you're going to be using the balloon stand, include it. Everything that has to do with material. If you're going to be using water weight, include the water weight. Yeah? So make sure you put every bit of the material you're going to be. If you're using eye shine, include the eye shine. Yeah? So what quantity of black 11 inches did I use for the design? I used 50 of the black 11 inches. But for the estimate, I'm going to be including poppage, you know, whatever. You buy balloons at times and you find holes in it. So you have to make sure you include extras. So in actual fact, for the garland, I'm going to be using 50 pieces of 11 inches balloons, but I'm going to be adding extras. So I'm going to be doing 1.5. So I'm going to be making the balloons, the quantity of balloons, I would say I'm using 80 for my estimate. So 30 is going to cover my extras. So 80, 11 inches. For the 5 inches, I'm going to be, I need, let's say, 30 for the actual design, for my estimate. But for my estimate, I'm going to be making it 50. Reason why I'm making it 50 is 30 is what I'm going to be using for the design, but I need 20 extra for when, if the balloon pops, if it comes and it's broken or whatever is wrong with the balloon. So I need to cover that bit in the pricing. You get me? For my gold frame, I'm ironing it out for £50. So I'm just going to put just one gold frame. For the flowers, how are you going to count your flowers? So with the flowers, what I do is, I can't say the quantity I'm going to be using for the design, but I'm just going to place a price on how much I want to hire my flowers out. If you're buying new flowers for this design, if the client wants you to like buy them flowers, fresh flowers, just put the amount you're going to be using, you get, and whatever price you're buying it for. Make sure you include shipping costs, sourcing costs, you know, the time, you know, all of that. But we're going to put some under labor anyway. So I'm including that. For my flowers, I'm just going to say 30 pieces of flowers, basically. For my 260Q, I'm going to say I'm using, in actual fact, I'll use 20 260Q, cut them up, but I'm going to estimate 40. So those are my materials, and I'm doing my estimate. So for the unit cost, so a bag of 11 inches, including VAT, is £11.77. I'm going to, if I'm paying for shipping for the balloons to come to me, I'm going to include the shipping cost onto the cost of the balloons. Yeah. So for the shipping costs, that is if I'm buying in bulk. If I'm buying in bulk, then I don't need to like put, because obviously it will be free shipping. But if I'm only buying for this job, I need to include my shipping. So how much do they ship? Any standard delivery, it's £8 or thereabouts, or even £10 for some, or even £15. So make sure you include it. So I'm opening my calculator here. The quantity of balloons that I'm going to be for my estimate. So a bag of 11 inches is £11.77. Plus my, I'm not going to add my delivery cost now. I'll add delivery for the balloons once because it's for all the balloons, isn't it? Or I could add it to my first bag of 11 inches. So I'm going to add my delivery cost to my first bag of 11 inches. So £11.77 plus £8 for delivery. So that makes it £19.77. So you're going to divide £19.77 by 100, because in a bag it's 100 for that price I've given you. So divided by 100. So each unit cost is 0.197. 77. That's for one. So, but I'm doing 80. So actual cost is going to be 0.1977 times 80. So the cost of balloons for me is going to be £15.816. Yeah. So we go to the white one. Obviously, the white one, I'm not adding the delivery cost on there. So for the white one, I'm just going to say the actual cost, which is £11.77 times 100. Sorry, divided by 100. That's 0.1177. Right. Now, 0.117 times 80, that's £9.416. So that's my unit cost for my 11 inches. Now we're going to do the 5 inches. For the 5 inches, 5 inches is, a bag of 5 inches with VAT is £6.80. So £6.80 divided by 100. So that is my unit cost is 0.068, and I'm using 50. So times times 50. So each cost is £3.40. Yeah. So the same thing for the white 5 inches. And then the gold frame, I decided to hire it out at £30. Flowers, I'm ironing it out at, flowers are quite expensive and you need to put it together and all of that. So I'm going to hire the 30 pieces of flowers for like £80. Um, 260Q, a bag of 260Q is like £4.50 roughly. Okay, divided by 100, 0.45. Times 40, £1.80. That's the cost of, so that's our initial estimate, yeah? So, but we need to calculate the actual. So, actual amount of balloons I'm thinking I'm going to be using, like I mentioned earlier, I was supposed to use 50 11 inches, 50, and then the 5 inches I plan on using 30 each, 30, and the gold frame stays the same, the flower stays the same. And then the 260Q, I plan on using 30. Yeah? So that's my actual. So now, the calculation goes this way. Since it's 50, I hope I'm not boring you and you're not sleeping off. I hope I'm explaining this well enough, guys. It's kind of like a tricky thing to explain. If you have any questions, please ask me in the comment section and I will respond to you for whatever thing you don't understand on this. But it's quite straightforward. Once you have the job cost form, you're good to go. So units costs for the balloons again. So we go back to the same calculation. I'm going to just go back to my initial calculation. So I said the amount of balloons is £11.77, but I am adding the delivery costs to it, which is, let's say, £8. So £19.77, yeah? But I'm using 50 balloons. So £19.77 divided by 100 is still 0.1977. So all the unit cost you had in estimate, you move it to your actual, same thing, because it's still the same unit cost, isn't it? But the only difference now is going to be the quantity. So it's from the quantity you're going to recalculate. So I'm using 50 for the actual. So 0.1977 times 50. So that's £9.88 for my 11 inches. That's the white. You remember that I added my delivery cost onto that. 0.1177 times 50. That is £5.88. This is lower because I did not add the delivery onto this. I've only added it to 1. So for the black, the 5 inches, unit cost still remains the same, 0.068, times 30 £2.04. And then my gold frame price remains the same, £30. Flowers remains the same, £80. And 260Q, obviously I'm using 30, so I'm going to calculate that. 0.45 times 30. 0.45. Maths is hard, guys. Maths is not an easy feat, is it? I hate maths. I'm not a fan of maths, but we need to make the money with the maths. So guys, I hope I'm making sense. I'm really like, you know, stressed out doing this, but I have to do it for you guys, for the love I have for you. Please make sure you watch this video to the end if you've actually requested for this. Watch it till the end. So then we come to labor. So for the labor part, I'm going to estimate that it's going to take me, to do that garland, it took me, so I'm not talking about just putting the garland together. I'm talking about inflation. I'm talking about the time I spent on sourcing, bringing things together, all the time you're going to spend. Don't just guesstimate. So for this, I'm putting my hours at 4 hours. Yeah. Remember, it is not just the hours you spent on the actual putting together. You spent time to buy stuff online. You spent time to speak to the client. You spent time to get stuff from your garage into your car. You spent time to do a lot of things. Every minute has to be accounted for. Every minute has to be accounted for. Every minute has to be accounted for. So make sure you include that. So you're spending 4 hours for labor, roughly. So 4 hours. How much are you going to be charging per hour? For me, my per hour cost, I'm going to put it at £40. Yes, I would even do more. This is just for the purpose of this tutorial. So 40, so that's my estimate. I'm estimating that I'm using 4 hours. Yeah. So £40 per hour. So total cost for my hourly costs. Make sure you're not, if you're worried that, oh, I'm charging too much for remember, if you were a laborer, if you were a plumber, if you were a hairdresser, your hourly cost is not small. So this is a skilled job. You're using your hands, you're spending your time, you're using your body. Please let your hourly costs make sense. £40 is even low. Yeah? Make sure it makes sense. There's inflation, remember? So hourly costs total, so for 4 hours, that's £160. But in actual fact, I'm not going to be spending 4 hours. So I'm going to be spending 3 hours. Let's say I'm spending 3 hours. So hourly cost for that is still £40, but £40, so 40 times 3, that is 120. So that's my hourly cost. So we're coming to expenses. So expenses, under expenses, you have transportation. You have how long is it going to take you to get to the venue? Are you hiring a van? Are you driving yourself? So Google is there for you to figure out. Google has a tool where it would show you what it would cost you for fuel for a certain mile, from one destination to the other. So this garland, I'm going to do it maybe 10 minutes away from me or whatever. Or I'm going to be using a van. I'm not driving myself. So if I'm hiring a van, the van will take me or hiring a car, the van will take me, or using a cab, basically. So to that destination, or Uber, whatever you're using, you could use that to do your estimate for the transportation. Just call an Uber, or check on your Uber app how much it will cost you to get to a certain destination. With that, you could calculate your transportation costs, basically. So transportation to this location, it would cost me, my estimate, I'm saying it would cost me like £40. Yeah. but in actual fact, it would cost me £30. So this is just a rough estimate, you know. And then meals. Are you going to be eating on the job? Is your staff going to be eating? You know, are you going to have something on the job? I'm not eating on this job. It's just a small job, so I'm not going to include that. What are other expenses are you going to be incurring on this job? What do you think? Okay. I don't have any other expenses on this job. This is all what I'm doing. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add everything up together. So first we're going to add everything under estimate. So for estimate, £15, 816 plus £9, 416 plus £3.40 plus £3.40 plus £30 plus £80 for the flowers plus £1.80 plus £160 for my hourly cost plus £40. So my actual for this job is 300 and so that's my estimate, 304, 3,832. Let me write it here so I can see clearly. 343,832. So that's for my estimate. Now, for my actual, what it's going to cost me actually. So £9,885 plus £5,885 plus £2.04 plus £2.04 plus £30 plus £80 plus £1.35. That's 100. Oh no, sorry, one part I have not finished. Plus £120 plus £30. So the actual is 281.20. Yeah, so we've done that. So the next thing we're going to go to, so that's the total, you know, that's what it's giving us. So the next thing we're going to do is there's a calculation here you want to do so that you know what your profit is going to be and all of that. So estimated direct costs is 3. Actually, I'm supposed, this is not my total. I'm supposed to put this in this box. So you put it in the upper box, not because this is not what you're going to, you know, this is not your final price costing yet. As we've done that bit, so the next, so in this lower box bottom, we have, I'm hoping, so lower box bottom. Remember, send me an email so that I could send you a link to this on how you can download it, so you could do your own, you know, estimate and all of that yourself. Now work on, we've talked about, you know, we've calculated it and we've done the total direct cost. So the next thing we're going to work out is our minimum selling price. So the total direct cost is 343, yeah, £343, and then divided by bracket 1, yeah, 1 minus gross profit. So what's your gross profit? Your gross profit is you place your gross profit under, you place your overheads under your gross profit. So what is your overheads? Your overheads is your rent, insurance, electricity, car insurance, you know, everything that you have to pay for that has to do with the business. So if you're a home-based business, you're working from home, you still need to include your electricity, your your storage or whatever wherever you're putting your items, you're storing them, you should have an insurance. So your insurance, all of that should be under your overheads. So I'm going to do my overheads as normally I would do 60% but for the purpose of this job, I'm going to do it at 50%. So 50%, and then you close the bracket, yeah? Then it gives you your, can you see what the minimum selling price is? Minimum selling price for this design is £686. £686. And another person would have seen that design and be like, oh, £250, you know? And it's because you're not including everything you need to include. You're not, you're not putting you're selling yourself short. So that's £686. That's your minimum selling price, £686. Now you're going to calculate your estimated gross profit. So actual selling price, which is 281.20, yeah, minus estimated total direct costs, which is 343. That's 343.832. So that would give you your estimated. So your estimated gross profit is £62,632. Now, actual selling price. Actual selling price is 686 so just 686, yeah, minus actual total direct cost 281. This is the actual, yeah, 281.20. 281 pounds 20 pence will give you your actual gross profit. So the profit you should be making is £404.80. Actual gross profit plus divided by plus selling price will give you your actual gross profit percentage. So actual gross profits, which is 404.80 divided by selling price 686 will give us our actual gross profits percentage, which is 59%. So I hope I've been able to. So basically, your selling price for the design is £686. Can you see? It's unbelievable, like totally unbelievable. You would never have thought, oh, this design would, cost that much. But in an actual fact, it should cost that much. Now, this is just based on my own skill level. It is based on how far I've gone in the industry. I am not saying you should charge this. Like my own hourly rate will be different from your own hourly rate. But I hope this has given you an idea of, how you can do your calculations and how you can do your pricing. Please do not be scared to state your price. Things have gone really expensive. So let me show you this was done. This was my CBA exam, because we were supposed, before we did the CBA exam, part of our CBA exam was to do a calculation, a job cost for designs we had done. And this was for a simple balloon arch, right? Simple balloon arch. And the selling price, this was how many years ago? This was my CBA exam was done 10 years. It's been, no, it hasn't been 10 years. Sorry. It's been, I think it's been 7 years now or thereabout that I've done my CBA exam. I can't really remember at the moment. Yeah, it's been 7 or 8 years ago that I did my CBA exams, and this was done then. Yeah. And you can imagine a simple balloon arch was £338.40. £338.40. Now things are more expensive. Yeah, things are more expensive. Check this out. This is no joke. I hope you can see it clearly. You know, these things are more expensive now. So imagine now. That arch should actually cost double now, but because we've just messed up the pricing for everyone, clients assume everything is so cheap. Balloons are not cheap. Your time is not cheap. Please make sure you're pricing for profit. People are making money from this business. Are you? Because you have another job doesn't mean you should, just take whatever comes your way. We are in serious inflation right now. Yes, things have gone up. Make sure your prices too are matching that. You don't have to do every job that comes your way. Just make sure you're making money, because if you're not making money, at the end of the day, you're going to be frustrated out of business. And it's not about having Instagram pictures. It's not about, just doing the job. You need to make money from this business. I hope I've been able to convince you and not to confuse you that pricing for profit is the best thing that could ever happen to you. So make sure you're making money, guys. Please, I would love to see your comments in the comment section. Tell me what you think. Ask me any questions. Remember, if you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. And do tell me what you would love to see next. I still have more not talking videos to share with you guys. We don't have to just do the tutorial. Almost everybody can do the balloons now, but are you making money? Do you know about every other aspect of ballooning? Do you know how to do certain things you're supposed to do? We're going to be doing that on this channel from henceforth. So make sure you're subscribed and stay tuned for more amazing theory tutorials plus practical tutorials on balloon artistry. And I'll see you same time next week. Bye, guys. Bye.